I-77 from early this morning was fatal. One person died. A truck carrying a hazardous chemical called ammonia sulfate crashed and then caught fire. That crash caused a stretch of I-77 between the towns of Blythewood and Ridgeway to be shut down for more than 4 hours. The concerns over possible health hazards led to a shelter-in-place order for Ridgeway residents. That order was lifted just before noon.
I had to leave earlier and had to go back roads, and I noticed even as I was coming back roads, I noticed that there were people and container truck going through the country, and they never have to do that. And sometimes on these country roads, it's not very safe.
Well, the details of the crash, including what led up to it, still haven't been released. Of course, we're going to continue to follow this story for you, not only on air, but also online at WLTX.com.
And also tonight we're looking at how the chemical ammonia sulfate impacts the local community and environment. That includes our water source, food source, and wooded areas. Rachel Ripp tells us more.
£1,000 ammonium sulfate spill on a state highway is certainly going to leave a mark, not just on the highway, but possibly also to the environment, one of which is to the several trees that were burned next to I-77. Local landscaper and plant expert Zach McClendon says his biggest concern is for the soil.
It's going to reduce that plant's ability to absorb water because of the high salt concentration around its roots. But I think that, over the next year or so, it's going to reduce the pH of the soil in a larger radius from the spill.
As far as the long-term effects, Zach says these trees probably won't rebound. They'll likely die. When it comes to the water source underneath this chemical spill, the water director for this area tells me it's not of concern because the solid ammonium sulfate didn't seep in deep enough to break through the pipes.
Not only is it around 20 foot deep, it is in a steel casing pipe, and then the water line itself is ductile iron pipe. So it's almost zero chance that there could be any type of contamination in the water system.
Well, then comes our food source, livestock local farmers raise. Doco Farm co-owner Amanda Jones in Blythewood says if her rare heritage breed animals could be impacted by a chemical spill, which they were not in this case, she would take steps to keep them safe.
What we could do is move any livestock in an affected area to the far side of our local farm and possibly move the most vulnerable, such as young poultry or turkeys, into a farm building.
The repercussions of chemicals can be dangerous, but like anything, it can be cleaned up and dealt with. Reporting in Fairfield County, Rachel Ripp, News 19 WLTX.
Well, in other news,